So each dealer walked away with like $200 or more.
40 miles per hour.
You're like, I'm gonna make it big and buy a new car coming back.
Gonna buy a new car.
So he started with $20. Now he had like $180.
Wow.
Ace 4 and didn't hit. Everyone's like, hit the card.
Don't worry, I'm good.
He's like, I don't want to hit because I don't want to hit. And he goes, I want to do my way. Hybrid.
I could be a compulsive gambler. I could be maybe a conservative gambler.
You're listening to Scared Money Don't Make Money podcast. And here are your hosts, Sam and Sunny.
All right. Welcome to another episode of Scared Money Don't Make Money. My name is Sam.
And I'm Sunny.
And we are going to talk about, today's topic is about just degenerate or compulsive gamblers, or the types of different gamblers out there.
Right.
So, we always talk about how we've been gamblers all of our lives in different ways.
Mm-hmm. Casual,
serious, like with kids.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Whether it's gambling in the casinos,
yep,
or gambling with your friends, or on the golf course.
Exactly.
Poker tables, home games, things like that. Those are all considered gambling, right?
Yeah.
And lottery is also gambling, right?
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. So we're going to talk about different types of gamblers because, you were just in Vegas this past weekend.
Yeah.
How'd you do?
I did okay. I
okay?
lost at one casino with a lot, won in the other one, so kind of netted
Washed?
out. Yeah. So
Or you came out a little bit?
No, actually, I came out a little negative.
Oh, negative. Okay.
I can't always win.
Yeah. So I'll give you another example. I was in Beaumont, California, which is right next to Morongo.
Mm-hmm.
And I was there for my kids' golf tournament. So at nighttime, there's nothing to do. So I went to Morongo. And what's crazy is I realized, I don't know if this has been ongoing, but there was a lot of 18-year-old kids there. A lot.
And 18 is legal to gamble.
In Morongo. Yeah. I think there's only 2 places in California where you can be 18 and gamble.
Right.
Not all Indian reservations allow 18-year-old to gamble.
Okay.
But I did. So my first session I went to the high limit. There's no 18-year-old kids there.
Okay. It's all blackjack.
They had baccarat, blackjack. I think that's it. So I went in there and played $1,000. I lost.
Blackjack, right?
Blackjack.
Mm-hmm.
It was terrible. Like I couldn't get on any runs.
Okay.
So I went out to the public table.
Change the scenery.
Change the scenery. So I ended up playing free bet blackjack. I like free bet.
Yeah.
And I was doing really well. I got up to like $4,000 profit.
Mm-hmm.
And then a bunch of 18-year-old kids sit down, and one kid says, "Excuse me, where can I get chips?" That they told me I can get chips at the table. So the dealer looks at him like, "Yeah, you can get chips here. You have money?" And he's like, "Oh no, I don't have money. Can I give you my ATM card?"
Oh my!
So I was like, "Oh man, I can't play here because it's like that sign." Yeah. Remember we're talking about when there's a dealer change, or something changes or whatnot, the table will change, right?
Right. It's the whole vibe,
It's the whole vibe.
Yeah.
So the dealer says, "Well, go get money from the ATM, and I can change your chips here."
Hey,
and
isn't there a casino where you can actually get chips?
You can. Actually, in the high limit, you can.
Where at? Is that at
Morongo and Yamava too?
Okay.
So you can actually go, but then if you're playing with other people, you have to put in your PIN number and whatnot in front of them. So anyways, going back to the story, he says, "Oh, I'll just play then." And he goes, "I got cash." So he pulls out $20. And the dealer looks at him.
Was it all ones or just like one $20 bill?
One $20 bill.
Okay.
And so the dealer's like, no, don't play. Just go get your more money and then come back and I'll give you chips.
Right.
So he was like, okay. So we're playing, I'm still coming, I'm up. And then his group of friends come, and it's 3 of them. They sit down. They both cash
$20.
$100.
Oh, okay.
$100. Table minimum was $25 because I told them to up it.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
It was originally like 15 or something.
Right.
They moved it to, and then I said, "Can you move it to 50?"
Okay.
So they eventually moved it to 50.
Right.
But they sat down and I started losing because they didn't know how to play. They're remember going off of feelings instead of following the rule.
Exactly. Probably not hitting on 16.
Not hitting on 16 and trying to do some weird things.
Yep.
And one kid got like a soft 5, ace and a 4. He goes, "I'll stay." I was like,
Thinking it's a 15.
I was like, "You want to hit?" I was like, "You got to hit."
Well, did the dealer tell him how to play?
Yes, the dealer. So after a while, so prior to this, remember I told you I was down 1,000, went up 4,000.
Yep.
During that time, Morongo dealers, they keep their own tips.
Yeah.
So there was like 3 or 4 dealers that went through that, and I probably tipped an average of like $200 or more per dealer.
Okay.
Because I was betting with them,
right.
and I was playing the side bets. So each dealer walked away with like $200 or more.
Right.
This dealer comes, and the kids sit down, and I start losing. And so I was like, if you don't help them how to play, then I can't tip you because I'm not winning. So then dealer, like I came down, I lost like $2,000.
Okay, just like that.
Just like that.
Right.
And then, because I was betting big. I was betting like $300 to $400 a hand.
Right.
And then the dealer ends up helping him.
Because you told me.
Yeah, because
money.
So then I came back up a little bit. So when that dealer left,
right,
she got like $200 or $300
right.
also. But
even like even though you didn't tell him that, hey, I'm not gonna tip you if we're not winning.
Yeah,
I feel like the dealer should still help the others, how to play.
I think some dealers do, but sometimes it's a hassle for them.
Yeah, it's just too much work for them, I guess. And they don't want to work for it, I guess.
No, and most
They
people
don't
don't. Yeah, and most people don't tip, so they don't care.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, so that's benefit. So what I realized was that rule does come into effect when something changes. You got to be disciplined enough to walk away.
Walk away.
Yeah, because if I just decided, you know what, I'm up $4,000.
Right.
I can go back to the room and sleep.
Rest.
Yeah. Then I would be fine, and I would be at $4,000.
And why do you have to keep on playing?
I don't know, because I thought I was going to hit 10,000.
Well, that's a sign of a
degenerate gambler
or a compulsive gambler.
Yeah, so we're gonna talk about that.
Yeah, let's dive into that.
Yeah, we'll dive into that. So we did a little bit of research, and there's a thing called types of gamblers, and there's supposedly 7 types of gamblers. One is a professional gambler.
So we're not professional.
No, because they make a living off of gambling.
Right.
Another one is a casual social gambler.
We can fall into that.
I think we can fall into that. And we'll go into all the definitions.
Yeah.
Third is a serious social gambler.
Probably not us.
Fourth is these gamblers gamble for relief and escape.
No, that's not me.
And then there's personality gamblers. I don't know what that means.
I don't know that, yeah.
And there's conservative gamblers. And then there's compulsive gamblers.
Yeah, so like my question is, are we a compulsive gambler or degenerate gambler?
I don't know. I mean, let's look at professional, but we all know what professional is, right? Yeah. Professional gamblers are guys like Phil Ivey and guys like that who make a living off of gambling, right?
Yep.
It says casual social gamblers are more common than professional gamblers. They participate in gambling primarily for entertainment and leisure, viewing it as a form of recreation and enjoying the excitement and socializing. And for social gamblers, the activity can be a form of relaxation and doesn't impact their personal or financial well-being.
Right. So they're not gambling big.
No. Examples of casual gambling include poker games, the Super Bowl, yearly trips to Las Vegas, or casual involvement in the lottery. So I don't know if that's us though.
Yeah, because we like to gamble a lot.
Yeah, this is like an annual trip. We're more like a monthly trip to Las Vegas or weekly trip for you.
Yeah.
So, and then they do a moderate amount of money on blackjack or slots and leave by the end of the night.
Right.
I don't think we're moderate.
Okay, we're not that. Okay, so let's cross that out.
Okay, so serious social gamblers can be either a positive or negative coping mechanism, while casual gamblers view gambling as one of many fun outlets. Serious gamblers rely solely on the activity to cope. They often approach gambling with a higher level of commitment and seriousness, engaging in more frequently and with greater intensity. So these gamblers often know more about the games they play than casual gamblers. So I think that kind of is us.
Right.
And serious social gamblers also enjoy the sociability of gambling and seeking the camaraderie and group activities. And for individuals, gambling is a significant source of relaxation, although they place gambling second in the importance to their family and career. So it's like family, career, and then gambling. So I don't know if that's us, but
I mean, the part of it,
we're
the
maybe
part of the
like-
definition is us, but the last part about like putting gambling like right behind family and other stuff. I mean, I don't think that's us.
Yeah, so the relief and escape,
Yeah.
gamblers turn to gambling as a way to relieve stress, boredom, anger, loneliness. I think that's kind of like me. So I have part of that because I do that because I do
when
that
you're
too.
bored, you want to.
Yeah, when I'm bored
Have
or when I'm
action.
stressed or like it's kind of a way of like
Yeah.
coping
Well, you know what? That could be me too. Because when I'm bored, I'm like, oh, let's just go
for
play
relief
poker or
and
something.
escape.
Yeah, it's because I'm bored because there's nothing else to do. You know.
Yeah, and so these gamblers display impulsive behaviors and might engage in excessive gambling to numb their feelings or avoid facing reality.
Right.
Gamblers' addiction often forms when people gamble to fulfill an emotional need. And so I guess this is like right before you may become a compulsive gambler.
Right.
And then there is a personality. While the types of gambling are considered legal, personality gamblers behave in illegal ways. That's not us.
No.
No.
So cross that out.
And then there's conservative gamblers. Rather than chasing the thrill, enjoying the social aspect of gambling, conservative gamblers are interested in the experience. They enjoy playing slots and rolling dice because they're curious about them after seeing on TV. Conservative gamblers adopt more cautious approach to gambling, prioritizing minimizing loss over seeking big wins. That's kind of like you.
Yeah, that's kind of like me. Yeah.
And these gamblers often place a modest budget or time limit on the activities and stick to them. Whether they win or lose, most will avoid high-stake gambling. So that's not you.
Well, part of it is.
is.
I mean, I like the high stakes, but at the same time, I'll limit my time, and I was just like, hey, I'll play for 15 minutes, win or lose, and I just walk away. You know?
That's true. So compulsive gamblers have a severe addiction.
Right.
So they cannot resist the urge to gamble no matter the consequences. And they often experience uncontrollable cravings to continue the activity.
Right.
Compulsive gambling is a progressive addiction that can have adverse outcomes to your mental, physical, social, and financial health. And some of the signs of compulsive gambling is overspending on gambling,
Okay.
making unsuccessful attempts to cut back or stop gambling,
We've been there.
continuing to gamble despite the effect it has on your work, relationship, school, or home life.
I feel like that's what sports gambling.
Possibly,
It's like sports gambling. That's
it's right
where
there, right?
It's like, you know what? When I'm losing,
You want to chase.
It kind of like I chase, and then like it kind of affects the family as well. You know, my attitude.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it does. Because like if I know that's why I don't like to watch the games. I don't like to know what happened
Because you get emotional?
Yeah, I get a little emotional. So I'll just wait until like Sunday night. All right, Danny, how did we do? That's it.
And then constantly chasing the successive win to recoup losses.
Yeah.
That's like steaming, right?
Yeah, that's like steam betting. Yeah.
Yeah. So talking about that, it's like we talk about scared money don't make money.
Right.
And you need the money to make money.
Yeah.
But a lot of times, when is enough enough? Like, when do you stop?
Yeah, I think you have to draw the line when if it affects your life, your family, and in your financial, situation. Let's say that you're losing $500,000. You can't afford $500,000. You're gonna be in debt, right?
That is true.
And then what's gonna happen? You're gonna lose your house. You're gonna lose your family. You're gonna lose your car. You lose everything, right?
Well, of course, but that's a very extreme case, right?
Yeah, right. Extreme case.
But
it can build up.
Yeah. So at what point in our lives or our friends' lives do we consider?
For me, I have a set amount,
the-
okay? Because I have a set amount allowance of gambling.
Yeah.
And if I lose that, I'm pretty much done, I think, because I don't want to go past that and say, you know what, I'm going to keep on taking money out and then it kind of affects like my lifestyle.
Right.
Or, I don't know. I mean, that's a tough question for us. And I haven't really thought about it.
I think it's different because if you have a very small budget of income.
Right.
And so if you're a college student or younger, you're just establishing life.
Yeah.
and you have a set salary.
Yeah.
And so you have budgets for rent, you have for budget for your car, insurance, and food and stuff.
Right.
And you set aside a certain amount, and if you lose
Or
that,
entertainment,
right?
Exactly.
Yeah. So I guess if you are a set budget and you go over that, and you use the money that you're supposed to use for rent, for gambling, and you lose, I guess that at that level is compulsive.
Yeah, and then you start asking people for, hey, can I borrow some money?
Yeah.
Right. And then what do you do? Instead of paying the bills, you're gonna probably go back and go gamble and try to get more.
Try to get more.
And then
money,
it kind of adds up more and more, and you get more in debt.
That's true. And that's how I was in college. Remember, we were telling the story.
Too.
And when I filed for bankruptcy back in my early 20s, was, hey, man, I just thought I can win the next big jackpot or go on a run and make the money. And
like for me, like in college, I had extra student loan money.
Yeah.
And instead of spending it for something else, I would just go Vegas. You know, where's my sister? She's here. But like I was living with my sister. I was like, all right, I'm gonna go to Vegas. You know.
Your Geo Metro?
Yeah, my Geo Metro, like 3-cylinder, going like 40 miles per hour.
You're like, I'm gonna make it big and buy a new car coming back.
Gonna buy a new car.
3-cylinder Geo Metro, no power steering.
No power steering.
I remember. And then the manual windows.
Yeah, the manual window.
I remember those.
Although I did have an AC.
You did have AC?
But going up here, I had to turn it off.
So it doesn't overheat?
Yeah.
Oh my God, those are funny days.
Those are good old days.
Yeah. But now we're older and we're more established and we have money.
A little more
money.
wise.
So do we, now, I think our gambling wins and losses are much bigger too.
The stakes are higher now.
Stakes are higher. So,
but then like, when do we cut it off? It's like, okay,
I don't know.
Once enough is enough.
Yeah.
You know?
But you know what was nice about, I actually couldn't get a room at Morongo. So we ended up staying at the Beaumont Holiday Inn Express right next to the golf course.
Okay, that's convenient.
So the good thing about that is
there's no casino.
No. So I went there. So remember I told you I lost $1,000 or I won 1,000.
Right.
So if I stayed at the hotel, you know I have like separate gambling stash cash in my when I travel.
Okay.
So if I stayed at the hotel, I lost the set amount of budget. I would have went back upstairs and got the cash, right?
Right.
But after I lost, my hotel was like 15 minutes away. And once I got there, I didn't want to come back.
Right.
Yeah, and I was like, you know what? That's kind of better. Like, I didn't end up losing more money.
You're right.
But then I could have maybe won. I don't know.
Who knows? But more likely than not, I think we will, especially if you're chasing, right?
Yeah.
We talked about chasing, and every time we do chase, I think 90% of the time I end up losing if I'm chasing.
Yeah.
You know, so maybe it's a good thing.
So I took $1,000. I was like, I'm just going for fun. So I took 1,000 to the Morongo.
Right.
So I was like, okay, I'm going to go there and just spend 1,000, win or lose.
Right.
That's it. And hopefully I win. Mm-hmm. So first night I did win and walked away with 4,000, but I ended up leaving with 1,000.
Okay.
Second night, the last night I was there, I lost the 1,000 I had.
Right.
And another 1,000 I had that I actually originally brought.
Right. So you're down 1,000, yeah.
But then I was like, dude, this is last night. So I ended up going to the ATM.
Whatever, you actually went to the ATM?
Dude, I never withdraw money
like
from
they
the
charge
ATM.
you a percentage, right?
$4.95.
Yeah.
No, it's $4.95. Flat fee.
Okay.
But
still, that's $5.
I know, it's $5. But because I couldn't go upstairs to get cash,
right?
I was like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna try one more 1,000, right? I went and I lost it. Right, and I never take ATM cash out at casinos.
I know you should never.
I should never, right?
I mean, when we were little kids, we were like college students. Yeah, that's what we did.
So I lost 1,000. I don't know, 15, 20 minutes. Okay. Right, I didn't even go on any run.
Right.
So I was like, crap. I wish I had my money here. Right. But then I went back to the ATM, try to withdraw again. But I have a daily max of 1,000 daily withdrawals, so I couldn't take it out, which was kind of a good thing.
It's a good thing. Yeah. It is. Because I remember like taking ATM out when I was a college student or when I was really young. And every time I took it out, guess what? I lost.
I know.
Oh, man. That brings back old memories.
Yes.
The Geo Metro, taking out cash from an ATM.
Yes.
Dude, I can't remember last
That's
time I did
crazy,
that.
right?
No, I honestly can't remember the last time I took out ATM cash
I know.
in Vegas.
Yeah.
Or wherever.
That's what I'm saying. I never do. And but because I couldn't go upstairs to get to my room to get cash.
Yeah.
Because we were staying at the Holiday Inn Express. I had to just try to take some money out.
Hopefully that's the last time.
I know, hopefully.
Let's just put that away.
Yeah.
Just, you know what?
But I was bored. That's the problem. There's nothing to do. So remember the type of
definition,
personality, right?
I mean, when you get bored, you want to gamble.
The boredom personality one.
I think that's you for sure.
Yeah. Or no, that's the relief and escape also, and the personality gamblers.
Right. But I mean, for you, I think you fall under the compulsive gambling definition.
I would say that I have some traits of compulsive.
Traits, right. But not 100%.
Not 100%.
Okay.
No. Because I think if I was compulsive, I would probably be more risky.
Right.
Like I would put myself at more risk.
More risk with more cash.
Yeah, for the money
stakes
that I
would be a
didn't
lot
have.
higher.
And I would try to go and try to be more. But it's I think
because I know you like the action.
I love the action.
Right.
If I can, but even like okay, we go play golf.
Yeah.
And we've gambled on the golf course with people. Right.
Yes, we have.
And I remember even like playing at Rustic Canyon one time, and it was one of our friends' brother-in-law, and he's a compulsive gambler,
right?
Or he used to be, and we would bet. He was down. I think he was down like $500 or $800.
Wow, that's a lot.
And on the 18th hole, he pressed.
Go double nothing.
Dude, so he owed me like $1,600.
Oh my goodness, that's pretty high.
And he lost.
Yeah.
And so, it's at that point. I mean, I kind of said like, you know what, you don't have to pay me. But
yeah,
like,
I mean, for that amount on the golf course is, for me, that's a little excessive and too much.
Yeah.
For me, it's.
But
like,
it started out as $100.
Oh, even $100 is a lot.
but it kept like getting reduced or doubled.
Yeah, I mean, your threshold and my threshold is a little different probably. But for me, when I started off gambling, it would be like $5 a hole, maybe $10, and then you double up to $20. The max would be $100.
Yeah.
And if somebody loses more than $500, that means it's been a really bad day.
Yeah, pretty bad. But you remember one time we were playing 2-man scramble at the Wynn.
Right.
And we were playing with that. I don't remember his name.
Oh, yeah.
But remember at the last hole, we were up to $8,000.
And I said, you know what? We're going to press. Right? Remember?
Yeah. And we won.
And luckily we did win.
Yeah. So it was a wash.
Oh, my goodness. Talk about a lot of
That was
money.
$8,000.
That was $8,000 hole.
I remember making the putt for $8,000.
I totally forgot about that. But since you reminded me, oh, my goodness.
But so that's
the first time and last time I've done that.
Yeah. But that's. Was that peer pressure gambling?
Right.
Or is that compulsive gambling?
Compulsive gambling.
That's compulsive gambling.
Because at the same time, when we're losing, I'm very prideful. And I was like, my golf game is better than this. Why can't we win?
Yeah.
And that's what I struggle with, too, with my personality.
Pride.
Yeah, with the pride.
Pride and not.
It gets in the way, and then it kind of like blocks my vision, my whole, idea of trying to enjoy like a round of golf with everybody, but I can't because I want some action.
Yeah.
And I feel like, hey, you know what? I'm good enough to win money too,
Right. That's I guess the definition of it.
Yeah.
But when I watch, so there's a lot of aspects of my Morongo trip recently.
Okay.
Because I see the college kids or 18-year-old kids gambling. I mean, there was probably like 200 kids that were 18 years old. I was like, what am I at a casino or am I at a...
Well, it is college break time, right? Summertime.
Yeah, it's summertime. And so there was a ton of young kids there. And they were all gambling small amounts. No one was betting big, and...
Entertainment.
And I was like, man, these kids are actually just for entertainment, right? But one kid, it was his birthday. Like, so he came and sat. They're for Palm Springs golf trip.
Okay.
18 years old.
Yeah.
And they're gambling. And he was sitting next to me, and he was like nervous to gamble $20.
Shaking.
He's like, I don't know what to do. He goes, should I bet it all? I don't know. So I was like, just bet it. So I was like, I'll tell you what to do. Mm-hmm. So he wins his first hand. He goes, oh my gosh, he's so happy.
He should have quit.
And I was like, oh my God, that's like pure joy.
It is,
I was like, man, I won $20, right?
Yep.
So I suppress it. Right? I said,
That's your
my
gambling.
personality, right? So I was like, you're already up $20, just press. And you were willing to lose $20. He goes, oh, you're right. And I'm sitting here next to him, literally next to him, betting $300 to $400.
Right.
So he goes, oh man, you tell me what to do because I don't want to mess up and make you lose.
That's considerate.
Yeah, that's considerate.
Yeah.
And so he played the next hand. He won, right? So he bet $40, and he actually got blackjack.
Oh wow.
So he got $60 or whatever it is, right? 3-2.
That's awesome.
So then I said, press it.
Okay. Again,
because we were all winning. The dealer was busting.
So you should press the whole amount.
And I was betting $100 on the buster.
Yeah.
And I was winning like $400 to whatever on the busters. So he goes, oh my gosh. And so everybody started betting the busters. So for like 4 hands in a row, the dealer busted.
Right.
And everyone's winning and high-fiving.
And this guy's doubling up.
Dude, this guy started with $20. Now he had like $180.
Wow.
So I said.
Hope he walked away.
So I said.
Come on, man. Tell me that story.
I need money. He goes, I need money for golfing. I was like, don't worry. I said, okay, put $100 away.
Oh,
it's a positive.
Perfect.
So I bet $80.
Right.
He won it. Right. So $160.
Yeah.
So I'm winning. He's winning.
Yeah.
So I was like, put another 100 away and bet the rest.
Right.
And then he lost it.
Okay. And then walked away.
He walked away.
There you go.
But
I think that's smart.
But he was so happy. He was like, thanks for making me win $200. I'm so happy. I got money for golf. But that's pure joy. If I won $200, I'll be like, that's it. Like,
hey, you know what? But like, that's a great feeling for you, even for yourself, because you did help him.
I did help him.
You helped the kid. Hopefully,
that was his first time gambling. He said too.
I know. Hopefully, like he doesn't get that experience. Remember we talked about
the beginner's
the first time.
I know.
And guess what's going to happen? He's going to come back and say, "I'm going to do the same thing." Oh no, please no.
They were there with like 8 guys.
Shoot,
8 guys who were like 18 to 20 years old.
Well, I'm hoping that he's scared and he won't come back.
But he was scared.
Yeah.
So even like his little bets, he was scared.
Yeah. But like you said, scared money don't make money. You know what? Guess what? He was scared, but at the same time,
he made money though.
He made money, right? Because you helped him out.
I did.
That's pretty cool. That's a good story.
But on the same table, there was another guy who was sitting at the end, and he was a really old dude,
right?
Probably in his late 60s.
Was he grumpy?
Mid 60s. He was not grumpy. He was just like, looking at all the kids, like, what the heck? And I'm like,
quiet down, please.
But I'm also in the main pit, right, where the minimums are like $15, $20.
Yeah.
And betting $300 to $400 because I didn't like the high limit room.
Yeah, you didn't like the vibe in there.
Yeah, and so everyone's like, "Oh my God, this guy's betting so much, so big." And
high roller.
You know how it's funny because they're, the whole social media aspect these days, like with, oh, can I ask you what you do for a living because you're driving this car? People are asking me.
They ask me too.
They're like, oh, can I ask you what you do for a living? Betting this much money. And I was like, oh, I don't know. It's funny. But then I was telling some of the kids, because like over the 3 hours or 4 hours there,
were you like a mentor?
I was not a mentor, but they were asking me questions. So then I would like give them a little bit like ideas of what they should do. And I was like, what's your interest? And then I would kind of give them little tips and advice on like what they should pursue or what areas of careers they should go after or industries and things like that. So, but it's interesting because some of the kids actually want to learn from someone that has experience.
Of course, yeah.
And there's other people who are like, I don't give a fuck. Like you're just a little.
They just want to do their own.
Yeah, they're like, oh, who are you? Whatever. You're just whatever. I
think the best way is to learn from somebody.
I agree.
To be honest,
and that's how I grew up.
Like if you see somebody successful, you ask, hey, I want to follow your footsteps and you be my mentor.
Yeah, and I tell this to my kids too. It's like as you're growing up, no matter what age you are, you want to be the dumbest person in the room, trying to soak in as much information from the people around you.
Yeah.
And that's what I was saying. And I was like, oh, the guys who are interested in other people's success and ask questions about what they did, I was like, dude, that kid's going to be successful. Yep. Because the guys who are like, I know everything, I don't need to know. Oh, you're just an old man. Oh, you're an old guy. You don't know anything. Well, can I learn from you? They're the ones who thinks they're too prideful and they can't do it. But the guys who are like, oh, teach me. I want to know. I want to know. So they're hungry.
Yeah.
Yes. And that's how I was.
Yeah.
And I remember like my first big job out of college back in 1998. And it was like working for the startup, 10th employee, growing into the 20,000 people in public. But during that time, I was like wanting to learn from my bosses and by all the leadership in the company. And I was like, what can I do? What can I do?
There you go.
I want to know. I want to know. Like, what, you know, so those are the experiences I feel like people who are hungry, wanting to learn.
Right.
And same thing goes for gambling. Like the guy was asking me how to gamble because I have experience in gambling and he saw me winning. And so he was like, tell me how I can win.
Exactly.
Versus I'm going to do it myself. Like I said, one of the kids were like ace 4 and didn't hit.
He didn't ask or anything.
Dude, nothing. And I'm like, everyone's like, hit the card.
Don't worry, I'm good.
I don't want to hit because I don't want to hit. And he goes, he just like slow and he goes, I want to do my way. He goes, I have a feeling the dealer's going to bust.
Oh, man.
Dealer
was he drunk?
The dealer was showing a 6, okay? But it doesn't matter what the dealer's showing. You got to at least try to make a hand.
I'll double down at
or
least,
something, right?
Yeah.
So the dealer had a 6, pulls out a 4, had a 10.
So 20.
But if he hit that 10 and then stayed, the next card was he would have busted. The dealer would have busted.
Well, there you go.
Yeah. Yep.
That's blackjack. Okay.
So what do you think? What do you think our definition of what type of gambler?
I want to say that I'm borderline. I'm like maybe a hybrid.
Hybrid?
I could be a compulsive gambler. I could be maybe a conservative gambler. You know? Or maybe like a social.
That's pretty extreme. Conservative and compulsive.
And what was the social serious gambler?
Yeah.
So maybe in that category too.
Yeah. I think I'm probably in that category too, of like the social aspect of it.
Right.
So serious social gambler.
Yeah.
And then because I like the camaraderie, I like the social aspects of it and having fun.
Yep.
And then there's also the compulsive side sometimes when you're losing and you're like, oh my gosh, I got to go press and press and steam.
Chase.
And then you're like, but the complete compulsive is like you go all in no matter what, right? And then you put yourself in a... But then, I get to a point, and then I'm like, okay, I'll just lick my wounds and losses and and start over again.
Tail behind your
and I
legs
think that's the sign where you have some maturity, right?
Exactly. Or experience too.
And experience.
And that's where we have to be, right? We have to control ourselves. I mean, I enjoy gambling. It's a form of entertainment.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I know that there's a lot of risk, and I don't want to risk too much.
Right.
I don't want to lose my house. You know, I don't want to lose my family
over
this. So.
All right. So if you guys have any of our listeners have any issues with gambling or have any questions, call, I think it's 1-800-GAMBLING if you have any problems.
Or call us or ask us questions.
Make comments on our YouTube page and we'll see if we can help you guys out. Right. So until next time, thank you for listening to Scared Money Don't Make Money.
Peace out.